Never mind QB1, we have QB4.
Keys saves Priest.
And Gingy's been around longer than you think. Hello, welcome to Wrestle MSX, the best wrestling channel you've never heard of. I'm Michael.
I'm Sally.
And we begin by learning of the passing of Ted Turner, who was the former owner of WCW. We also have new graphics to open up with, and then see a gathering of mourners for the funeral of Gingy, which will be held later. We then have a rerun of the feud building between Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns, with a Samoan werewolf then heading out. Fatu says he's not fighting for the title at Backlash, he's taking it. He adds people are trying to protect Roman, and the Reigns was born with opportunity, whereas he was born with, luckily the Usos music hits, with the twins then heading out. Jimmy says they're not out to change Fatu's mind, then ask what happens if he loses. Jay jumps in and tells him the tribal chief is going to beat his ass. But the worst part is he's going to break him down emotionally and physically in front of his family, with all of his family, wife and children, then having to acknowledge the OTC. Fatu fires back he ain't losing and that he can't lose. Jacob then reminds Jay he's never beaten Reigns before telling Jimmy it's for his family. He finishes by saying his family will see him become the new champion and that he's all gas and no brakes. Fatu also adds that if the Usos think about interfering tomorrow night at Backlash, he'll burn the family tree down. It's just got serious.
Going a bit Seth Rollins there. Backstage,
Nice.
Kathy Kelly is with Nick Aldis and asks what Gunther's doing here tonight. Aldis says he'll speak to Gunther about what happened last week, then adds that the Austrian is a part of Raw for now, but just as he's about to go on, he's interrupted by Ricky Saints. He says he had a good showing against QB1 last week and now has to face QB4, Matt Cardona.
Matt Cardona, he's no QB4. He's way down that list.
Cardona then appears and calls Ricky Rookie Saints, adding he's not here to pass the torch to guys like him.
Can I just say, I am warming to Ricky Saints.
You seem to be, yeah.
I am liking what he's selling. I do like that. Back from the break, we see Aldis tell Fatu to get some rest ahead of tomorrow night, with Keys then rocking up. He tells Fatu to werewolf up, and that people like them take everything. Fatu then heads off, with Keys coming across Solo Sikoa. Solo says last week Keys was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that there's still room in his family for him, but time's running out. Now I'm not surprised there's room, because they all got sacked off last week.
First up tonight, Tiffany Stratton defending her title against Kiana James, who has Julia alongside. The pair show off their gymnastic skills and swap 2 counts, with Julia eventually getting on the apron. This distracts the ref, with James then rolling up Stratton and getting a 3 count, but no ref. James breaks the cover and confronts the official, but Stratton gets up, knocks Julia from the apron, and then lands a spinning back elbow, rolling senton and moonsault to James, followed by a 3 count victory.
We then see Sami Zayn question Nick Aldis how this is happening, the funeral of Gingy, with Aldis telling him everyone needs closure and to have some respect. R-Truth then appears and tells Zayn he can see the family resemblance and that Gingy spoke about him all the time. Truth tells him to be strong and then heads off. This is absolutely ridiculous.
So
I'm sorry, but this does remind me of something from Attitude Era.
Yeah.
It's got it written all over it. And you know what? It's funny, and that was the best era.
Backstage, Kathy Kelly asks Ripley, Flair and Bliss if they have any final thoughts before facing Fatal Influence, with Ripley saying Fatal Influence chose the wrong ones to attack, and that's why she's excited for tonight. Flair says, or we could all get our hands on them. The pair bicker, with Ripley asking if they're going to have a problem tonight. Bliss then interjects, saying they've tagged together before, so they can do it again.
Fingers crossed. We then cut to Priest readying in his dressing room, with Truth saying he'll head out with Priest for his match. Priest tells him to stay back as he's injured and that he knows how to handle these guys on his own.
So, Damian Priest versus Talla Tonga, who has Solo at ringside. Priest starts like a train with the fight heading outside straight away. It doesn't work out well though, as Priest is slammed into the announcer's desk as we break. We come back to all Priest, with Tonga escaping the onslaught by sliding out the ring. When back inside, a top rope diving clothesline nets Priest a 2 count cover, with one half of the tag champs then signalling for the south of heaven.
Talla Tonga then appears and gets on the apron, with Solo getting on the other side. The ref deals with Tama while Priest heads for Solo, but Solo chokes him on the top rope, with Talla then hitting a discus lariat and cover for 2. As Tama and Solo circle Priest, who's on the outside, Truth heads out for the save. Only he doesn't, as Tama and Solo best him. Priest then saves Truth, but Talla downs Priest, throws him back in the ring, drops him with a T-bomb choke slam, and then covers for the 1, 2, 3.
As what's left of the MFTs circle the tag champs, Royce Keys heads out and enters the ring, with Solo and his gang then exiting the ring.
Can 3 people be called a gang?
Yep.
We're then cut to Danhausen looking for someone to sign up and join him as a tag partner for tomorrow night's match, when Miz and Wilson roll up. After a little back and forth with banter, Wilson then shows Danhausen a mirror and says the only person toxic enough to tag with Danhausen is Danhausen. This gives Danhausen an idea, with him then running off. Oh, you know, if it's like another Danhausen type, who's going to do that?
We then see Paul Heyman entering Nick Aldis' office before cutting to footage of Gingy at the slam heard around the world. Austin being led away in cuffs and Cena in the crowd celebrating a win.
No, you said this was his first win, didn't
you?
Yeah. Now, to be fair, I did chuckle at these. They were good. They were very good.
We then cut back to Heyman asking Aldis if that's the contract, with Aldis saying everything's in order. Heyman thanks him, with Gunther then walking in.
Heyman hands the Austrian the contract and says, as requested, with Aldis saying what he did last week was unacceptable, but he's glad to have him here on the blue brand. Gunther says, is that how you want to talk to your future WWE champion, with Cody Rhodes then heading out on the TV screen behind them. Gunther says it's his time and doesn't do business like this, handing the contract back to Heyman. Heyman tells Aldis he'll handle it and then heads off after Gunther.
In the ring, Rhodes assumes Gunther's saying he's next in line, adding he'd loved for him to come out and just say that. Instead, we get Paul Heyman, who says in his hand is a contract for a match for the Undisputed. Rhodes interrupts and asks if he's become an advocate for Gunther, adding, let's just do it right here, right now. Heyman says he isn't. He owes Gunther a favour, which the contract is. The contract is for a match at Clash in Italy, adding, if you want to fight Gunther and have his name on the contract, you'll have to get it yourself, with Heyman then handing the contract to Rhodes. Heyman also says the favour he owed Gunther was to set this up.
Heyman just confirming the favour there for the hard of thinking.
Yeah.
Heyman then goes to leave, but Rhodes stops him. He says Lesnar retired on you. The tribal chief wants nothing to do with you, and CM Punk disregarded you. So you are running out of options. Heyman replies, saying the way he looks at it, he isn't the one running out of options. Sooner or later, they all need the wise man. As Heyman then heads up the rampway, Gunther jumps Rhodes and tries to sleeper, but Rhodes gets the better of him, then drops his new line. Easy to find, hard to beat.
Backstage, we see Talla Tonga telling Solo he's a problem that needs to be dealt with, whereas Solo sees him as a perfect fit for the family.
Well, they got room.
Talla says Keys embarrassed them in front of everyone, and that doesn't sit right with him, so he's going to handle business. Talla is about to follow, but Solo stops him and tells him to find out on his own.
Matt Cardona takes on Ricky Saints next, where the two match each other pretty evenly. Cardona gets a couple of 2 counts, with Saints avoiding a Rough Rider by getting out of the ring, only to get back in and suffer it anyway. The cover 2. Saints then lands the Revolution DDT, covered by the Rochambeau, and cover for 3.
We see Sami Zayn talking to a planking Johnny Gargano when Zayn spots Phoenix paying his respects. Zayn says it's a shot at him, with Ray saying, "This isn't the place."
We'll then cut to Brie and Paige walking through backstage when a ladder falls. The pair turn back to look, with Danhausen then seen running in front of them. We then have another Blake Monroe vignette before heading back to ringside to hear from the female tag champs. Brie says it's not easy to take the titles off them, with Paige saying if Judgment Day want to step up, this is there. She's interrupted by Fatal Influence. Fallon says they will take the tag team titles, with Reed saying soon JC will be standing there as new women's champion.
This brings out the Irresistible Forces. They get in the ring, tell Fatal Influence they look like knockoff Mean Girls, and then beat up Paige and Brie, with Brie suffering a lash extension. Fatal Influence are then told to get to the back of the line, with Rhea Ripley and the gang then heading out.
So next up, a 6-women tag featuring Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss against Fatal Influence. Just before we see this, more photos of Gingy at significant times in WWE history are shown, with him at Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth's wedding, with DX when they invaded WCW Monday Nitro, and of course, who can forget when he was at ringside to see The Undertaker lose his WrestleMania streak.
Back to the match. Bliss starts well, but then has the tables turned on her, so looks for the tag. Ripley enters and demolishes Fatal Influence, but when we come back from the break, Fatal Influence are back in charge. Ripley then musters enough strength and tags in Flair, who clears house. Crossbodies Double J and Reed, and then hits them with twin natural selection before covering JC for 2.
Bliss comes back in and looks for the Sister Abigail DDT, but Jane counters into a roll-up cover for 2. JC and Bliss then crawl to their corners, with Henley trying to get in the ring. This distracts the ref, with Ripley then being pulled off the ring apron by Jade Cargill. Bliss then suffers a rolling encore, with Jane covering for the 1, 2, 3.
After the match, Cargill gets into the ring to taunt Bliss, while B-Fab and Meechin beat on Flair. Rhea heads in to make the save, and does, until she suffers a pump kick from Cargill, with the heels then standing tall moments later.
I wonder where Cargill was, and there she is.
There she is.
We then cut to backstage where Jay tells Keys it's family business and that he needs to stay in his lane, because he might catch the eyes of the tribal chief.
We then see more Gingy snaps.
I wrote that, and you won't get that anywhere else.
One with him at Kurt Angle's milk truck, being a YouTuber and losing his ship at Punk's return at Survivor Series, and then in the ring when Cody finished his story.
So, to the last match of the night and main event of the evening, Talla Tonga versus Royce Keys, with Solo and Talla at ringside. Keys heads to the outside after a flatliner, with Tama then expecting his brothers to help out, but Solo holds back Talla, much to Tama's despair. Tama then gets 2 off a swinging neckbreaker and reverse DDT, while Keys gets 2 off a power slam. Keys then hooks up, catches Tama from the ropes, and lands the ultimate spinebuster. Keys covers and gets the win.
Backstage we see Danhausen up to no good with various potions, computers and microwaves, attempting to make himself a tag team partner for Backlash. Before we see Tama alone in the back. As he grabs a drink, Shinsuke appears and says he's disappointed and now his own brother won't help him. Talla then appears and tells him to stay away from his brother or else there'll be problems. Shinsuke speaks Japanese and then heads off.
What, into the sunset, or will he be back sometime?
He will be back.
We then see Nick Aldis tell Trick Williams the rest of the broadcast's his, as we're ready to say a fond farewell to the Gingerbread Man. This is absolutely ridiculous. Trick heads out, gets in the ring and sings us a little ditty about Gingy. He remembers when he took him out of the oven, etc., etc., with the camera then panning back. As it does, you can see Barrett absolutely wetting himself as Trick continues to sing. We then cut to more photos of Gingy, with Trick then asking for a moment of silence. And I could not be praying more for Sammy to come out than I am right now, because this is absolutely ridiculous.
It's then that Sammy walks out.
Oh, he's answered the praise, thank God for that.
With Sammy saying it's ridiculous and asking if he's losing his mind.
You and me both, Sammy.
Closing out SmackDown used to mean something, but now it's a joke. Sammy goes on about how much all this all cost, saying he wouldn't do that. He's a working class hero. Zayn then gets in the ring and says he's not going anywhere, then admits Trick got in his head.
Sammy says he'll win tomorrow at Backlash, and then he'll make a joke out of Trick. He'll humble him, embarrass him, and expose him. Sammy then throws the mic before launching an attack at Williams. Sammy gets the best of Trick and then lifts the US title. But as he does, Gingy sits up and then removes his head. It's Lil Yardy. He then clubs Zayn with the candy cane, was it Christmas, with Trick finishing him with a trick shot.
SmackDown goes off the air with Trick on the turnbuckle engaging the crowd.
Oh, that's...
I love it.
It's ridiculous,
Yeah.
but it's funny.
Yeah.
It is stupid. You get people, oh, it's just stupid. It is stupid.
I think it's partly because it's Trick as well. Like, he can do that.
But if he can, then
plays
that,
it well.
then that, yeah.
Yeah.
But when he started singing, oh my word, that was ridiculous. Anyway, now for Michael's moment of them. This could be a match of lining up. A promo, something funny, interesting, serious, quirky, and or different. Just something that catches my eye. I think we know where this is going. Obviously, it has to wait until the end because if I do it halfway through and it's something that happens at the end, it's kind of a spoiler. So, Michael's moment of the night. Sometimes good, sometimes so hang around and wait and see as to whether you disagree. Well, it's all the Gingerbread Man photos, isn't it?
Yeah.
At various points through WWE history. It was funny. It's not belly laugh, like, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But it's just still, it's clever. I just, yeah. Whoever thought of that, good job. Excellent work.
Agree with us or have any thoughts that you'd like to share, then please feel free to leave them in the comment section just down below. Don't forget to go and check out our Musings video with our thoughts and honest opinions on the last week of WWE, because a new one drops every
time Trump increases import taxes.
Maybe not that often. Every Wednesday.
Very good. As always, thank you for watching. Please like, please subscribe. We love you, WWE. Love the Gingerbread Man stuff.
We'll see you Sunday for Backlash.